Hello, everyone. I'm Renowned Zero, and today we're going to be talking about Star Trek icon William Shatner running out of patience for George Takei. Why give credence to people consumed by envy and hate? Yes, George Takei is absolutely someone who is consumed by envy and hate, considering he pretty much hates anyone who did not take the jab, pretty much hates anyone who didn't vote his way, aka Democrat. He has massive TDS, and it's clear to see that he just hates anyone who has a different opinion than him. He's basically said before, as I've stated in previous videos, that he would like people who didn't get the jab to be put into concentration camps. Meanwhile, he's gone through concentration camps himself with his family when he was a little boy. He made a whole graphic memoir about it. I did get it. It's signed, and this is before I knew he was a nut job. But today we're going to go into this article from Bounding into Comics, talking about all this. But before we get started, be sure to hit the like button if you do like the video, comment below what you think about all this, subscribe for more content, and as always, let's get right into it. Star Trek icon William Shatner says he has, quote, run out of patience for George Takei. Why give credence to people consumed by envy and hate? The ongoing feud between former Star Trek castmates William Shatner and George Takei has become somewhat of an entertainment institution over the years, but now it seems the former captain of USS Enterprise has grown tired of the entire affair. The iconic Captain Kirk actor offered his latest thoughts on his continual headbutting with Takei during a recent interview with UK news outlet The Times, given in promotion of his new book, Boldly Go, Reflections on a Life of Awe and Wonder. Led to reflect on his former helmsman by his own recollection that Star Trek became so popular because people, quote, loved the stories and loved the characters. Shatner opined that recently, I began to understand that they were doing it for publicity. Quote, 60 years ago after some incident, they are still on that track, he told the Times chief dance critic Deborah Kane. Don't you think it's a little weird? It's like a sickness, Shatner continued. George has never stopped blackening my name. These people are bitter and embittered. Quote, I have ran out of patience with them. The actor turned one-time space traveler ultimately declared, why give credence to people consumed by envy and hate? As noted above, word of Shatner and Takei's mutual dislike of one another has been public knowledge for years, but has notably heated up in the age of social media. In 2019, Takei told New York Times Magazine that it's not tension, it's all coming from Bill. Whenever he needs a little publicity for a project, he pumps up the so-called controversy between us. Speaking to the origin of the feud, which according to his autobiography To the Stars first began during their time on the original Star Trek set, Takei explained, quote, it's difficult working with someone who is not a team player. The rest of the cast all understand what makes a scene work. It's everybody contributing to it, he added. But Bill is a wonderful actor, and he knows it, and he likes to have the camera on him all the time. Yes, well, he's a better actor than you. He's a better person than you'll ever be, and you're just a piece of garbage. Asked if he could ever forgive Shatner, Takei declared, I don't need to forgive him. I've already invited him to the opening night of Takei's then premiering musical Allegiance. Shatner provided some insight into his side of the story in 2016, whereupon he released a number of personal letters to be publicly auctioned. Quote, I had never really got to know him, Shatner wrote in one such letter. He would come in every so often during the week while we were shooting Star Trek. I was busy learning lines and dealing with my life, so I really can't remember a meaningful conversation. I'm sure that would be my fault, my lack of attention. Nevertheless, when we all wrapped that last day of shooting, it was all meaningful for all of us. Star Trek was canceled, he said. Until this moment in his apartment, we had not spoken. Not so long after that very friendly time, he began to say very mean things about me. Why? Last year, Takei mocked Shatner over his then upcoming trip to space aboard the Jeff Bezos' own Blue Origin's New Shepard rocket. He's boldly going where other people have gone before, the Sulak told the New York Post, page 6, October 2021. My guy. He's more popular than you'll ever be. He's more likable than you'll ever be. He's more successful than you'll ever be. And it's a shame that you have so much vitriol in your heart for a man who probably kickstarted your career, considering he is the original Captain Kirk, and he's the most notable and loved captain in all of Star Trek. And the fact that you're making fun of him for getting in a rocket and doing something at the age that he's doing it at is a shame. He's a guinea pig, 90 years old, and it's important to find out what happens. He further insulted Shatner. So 90 years old is going to show a great deal more on the wear and tear of the human body, so he'll be a good specimen to study. In turn, Shatner would counter it by asking that his friends don't hate George. The only time he gets press is when he talks bad about me. He claims 50 plus years ago I took away a camera angle that denied him 30 more seconds of primetime TV, the actor added. I'm giving it back to him by now letting him spew his hatred for the world to see. And you can see the tweet here. So yeah, honestly, I believe that George Takei is a very hateful and envious person, considering that no one really talks about George Takei when it comes to Star Trek. Everyone talks about the captains of Star Trek. You know, it's William Shatner, you know, Patrick Stewart, the guy who played the captain in Cisco, you know. I don't know their names because I'm not a Star Trek guy. I know the names of the characters, but Deanna Troi, I think, was another actress, but no one says, oh, yeah, remember George Takei on Star Trek? And like, no one talks about Sulu. like Will Wheaton gets more freaking notoriety than you for being a dickhead. Like, people talk more about Will Wheaton more than George Takei. And honestly, like I said earlier in the video, this man literally was saying that people who didn't get the jab should be put in concentration camps. Meanwhile, he went through a period of time where him and his family were in concentration camps, and it was a terrible time. Yet you want to put other people in that situation, considering you've been through it and you've survived it. Yet you want to do this because you don't agree with these people who don't want to take a jab for the coof with an over 99% survival rate, instead of just telling people, you know, eat healthier, work out, so that they can lower the risk of, you know, catching it and passing away from it. Instead, you want to go along with the establishment narrative and be a little dickhead, a little soldier fascist over here, telling you should listen to daddy government and that you should listen to the quote-unquote experts and the quote-unquote science, even though the science has been wrong this entire time. But you go along with the narrative because you're a good little sheep. You know, unlike Shatner, who actually spreads positive messages and tells people to love each other and stuff like that, you go around being vitriolic, or spreading vitriol, I should say, spreading vitriol to people around you because they have a different opinion and don't want to do what daddy government tells them to do. But you can go on ahead and go out into obscurity. I can guarantee that William Shatner will stand the test of time and people will remember him more than they'll ever remember your bitch ass. But, you know, that's all I got for you guys today. Pretty sure I'm done here. Be sure to hit the like button. I appreciate you checking out the video. Comment below what you think about all this. Subscribe for more content. Hit the bell for notifications. Set it to all, that way you get notifications whenever I post a new video. And I will see you all on the next one. Peace.